Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucie.
Hi.
I'm beside myself.
You're deformed.
I was gonna say I'm deformed. Is that how you see me now? A deformed individual?
Look, it's hard not to see you that way.
All right, so I burned my arm and hand in multiple locations on my arm and hand. I was cooking fish.
Delicious fish.
Yeah, we talked about in the Patreon a couple of days ago how I found a lot of mold in my air fryer because I left chicken in there like a slob, like a dirty pig. I left cooked chicken in there for a month because I haven't been using it, and finally got my air fryer back, a new one. I ordered a new one on the spot, and then right after we recorded that episode, what did I do? I cooked salmon on the stove. Because you know why? The last time I cooked salmon, the only complaint I have about the air fryer is that I cooked some salmon once, and the skin on the bottom was like squishy.
Yeah, you gotta pan sear it.
Well, you told me that.
So you got a crispy skin.
You advised that.
Yeah.
I got to pan sear it. You're responsible for me. I'll never work in Hollywood now. No, if they want to do a close-up of my hand while I'm jerking off a pig in some movie about pigs,
Yeah.
Milking a pig, whatever.
You could have been the guy in Black Mirror, fucking the pig.
Not anymore. Not anymore, because I would have had to hold the pig's ass as I was penetrating it, and you would have seen these burns. What happened was I was flipping the salmon fillet midway through.
Yeah.
And I should have used tongs, I guess. I used a spatula, and I flipped it carefully, but the hot butter that I was using to get that nice fish sear splattered in multiple spots. And yes, go on.
How much butter was in the pan?
Enough. What, now you're going to critique how much butter? You need enough butter to cook the sear. Well, you think because you're French, you're part French, that you know how to do like Julia Child. And you're the chef of all chefs. How much butter should I have used? A dollop?
Maybe a tablespoon.
It wasn't like swimming in butter. It just splashed up. I don't know. I was trying to do the thing where you ladle the butter over like a steak. Maybe that's ill-advised. I saw it on Top Chef once. Or Gordon Ramsay. When he found a rat in the toaster. Right before that, he butter on his arm. My arm. He didn't get that. He never puts that in the video. None of these chefs ever put in the video what happens.
Oh yeah, and they're all. I mean, like most professional chefs are like horribly mangled in some way.
Yeah, because they're fucking hanging out at the docks after the restaurant closes, trying to pick up heroin and fucking prostitution.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
they're all drug addicts and prostitution seekers, which is fine. But they all. Oh, I got this from cutting an onion. No, you got that because you're a pedophile. and then you got street justice. Does that ever happen? Do pedophiles really get their limbs cut off?
I've never heard of a pedophile getting their... For all the talk...
You've heard of it, though, right?
For all the talk
that
I've heard about what should happen to pedophiles, I don't think I've ever heard of a pedophile being, horribly wounded in some way.
I've heard of him becoming president of the United States.
Yeah.
That happens.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. But no one mangles them. But yeah, I've been making fish. I've been getting back into keto, but this time I'm doing more fish implemented into it. I think it's healthy for me. I need those omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah. I was just saying, your complexion looks great.
Thank you, except for my arm and hand.
Yeah, right.
You were telling me about, cause I was talking about wanting this Christmas to do the night of, I'm not Italian. Are you Italian at all?
No.
Neither one of us are Italian. But I wanted to do the night of 7 fishes because I love fish now. I made some salmon. I made some tilapia. I got cod in the fridge. I'm going to make some cod afterwards. And before I know I got to slow down. We get mercury poisoning. What happens when you get mercury poisoning, by the way?
Don't you go mad?
Really?
Isn't that what happened? Isn't that the Mad Hatter?
I don't know.
He went mad from mercury poisoning.
Oh, was that maybe? Okay, wait, the character?
Yeah, I think that was like the idea behind it, wasn't it?
Wow, that's a weird backstory for a children's book.
Yeah. I mean, Lewis,
did he eat a lot of fish?
I'd be shocked to find out that Lewis Carroll wasn't a pedophile.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm late for child rape, right? That's what the rabbit says.
Yeah, as he's running into the rabbit hole.
Yeah, a rabbit hole is metaphorical for a child's hole. Terrible, Lewis Carroll. Is he dead yet?
He's long dead.
Okay, good. I mean, look, he's old enough that even if we're wrong, I wouldn't want anyone to live to 170 or whatever he'd be.
No, yeah.
But I am also glad he's dead. But yeah, so the Night of the Seven Fishes, I want to make. I imagine some nice salmon, or some nice. What's the other one? Bronzini. Tilapia, maybe a red snapper, which I can't find at the groceries.
Some nice shrimp.
Perhaps. Now, you told me, though, you once went to a Night of Seven Fishes.
Yeah, I mean, look, it wasn't some big Night of the Seven Fishes soiree or anything, but
I'm not expecting, tuxedos and masquerade masks like in Eyes Wide Shut. That's not what this is about. But I was taken aback. Why don't you describe to me what these people, these supposed Italian people, thought Night of Seven Fishes was about?
I used to date an Italian guy, and and I went to I did Christmas Eve dinner with him and his mom, and they did the Night of Seven Fishes. It was a fish dinner. It was sort of like a fish casserole with a bunch of different types of shellfish in it. And to me, I was like, that's a legitimate Night of the Seven Fishes.
That has no grandeur whatsoever. That has no panache, no majesty. It's the day the Christ child came into the womb or came out of the womb.
No, it's the day before he came out of the womb.
Well, the night.
And 9 months after.
It's the night he was pushing on her fucking uterus, so, causing her to bleed. Do women bleed before they give birth? They do. It's the water breaks, right? He's breaking her water. He's fucking farting in the womb, shitting probably. I mean, babies shit in the womb. Sometimes babies get shit in their lungs
really?
When they come out. Yeah, because they swallow.
Wait, what do they shit through?
Their ass.
No, but where does it come out in the womb? Does it go through the umbilical cord?
I don't know. I think the placenta picks it up. Who knows? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I know that sometimes a baby. What happened in my family? I don't want to talk about who because I don't want to stigmatize this person. Not my nuclear family, but the baby.
You've already stigmatized them by trying to distance yourself from them. Say they're not my nuclear family.
Well, that's fine, but but look, it's one. They're probably appreciating that. No one wants to be associated with me, but I don't want to red scarlet letter this person with a shit diagnosis. But they got shit in their lungs when they were a baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because as they were coming out, shit went in the lungs.
Well,
what do you think about that?
Was it their shit or was it the mother's shit?
I'm not sure. I think it was their shit. I mean, babies don't come out of the ass, do they?
No, but they're in that general area.
Yeah, but not in the inside.
I mean, and sometimes women do shit on the birthing table.
Oh, maybe she shit right in the mouth. This was the mother. Oh my God, I never thought of that.
That's a traumatizing story.
And then the mother's telling us, oh yeah, the baby. Because I always wonder about that. Like where's it, if they're shitting the whole time, where's it collect? They know they probably comes out the umbilical cord or whatever, right? So this mother, we're saying we're going with this that the mother, as she was pushing, shit all over the baby's, like as it was coming out, she also was shitting. The baby came down face down, maybe.
Yeah.
And just and thought it was a fucking nice treat, and ate the shit. That's what we're going with. Wow. All right. I mean, that's mind blowing. Okay.
He mistook the asshole for the nipple.
Oh God, he was milking the asshole. Yeah. Nursing on the asshole. Oh my God.
That's just to give out this person's name.
No.
And address.
This would they would ruin their life.
If you were working with a shit baby, wouldn't you want to know?
I would, but I wouldn't feel like I deserved to know.
How could you trust somebody
with files? I don't.
With learning Excel.
That's my point. I wouldn't. I know how I would treat them if I found out. So.
So you think that this Night of the Seven Fishes that I attended wasn't a legitimate Night of the Seven Fishes?
Yeah, I don't know how we got to the baby shitting thing from that, but yeah, exactly. The casserole sounds disgusting to me.
I don't think it really had 7 fishes on it either.
Oh my God! So not only was it, so it's just a shrimp. It was a shrimp paella.
It was some kind of shrimp mussels, crab. There was maybe some crab in there.
There should be courses. There should be platters of bronzini and salmon.
Bronzini.
And crusted eggplant over cod. Perhaps. Salted flounder.
What's that?
Just flounder with salt on it.
What was that fish that you were talking about where they stuff it full of salt? Salt.
Well, I was watching. I don't know. You guys can find it on YouTube. Maybe it was a Top Chef Christmas episode, and Marcel and Harold. I used to watch Top Chef, not for years, but Harold, the winner of the first season, and Marcel, who was shaved against his will.
Wait, what?
There was a this happened.
What is this? Top Chef Holocaust?
In the second season of Top Chef, I think it was Alon. And I forget a couple other people. I think someone might have went home over it because he was kind of a know-it-all or a weird guy. I believe he was like a molecular gastronomy guy, and there's like ahead of the curve, like before it became really, really popular. And like he was like, "Well, I don't have an immersion circulator, so I can't." And like you don't. And Tom Klicky was like, "You don't need that." That kind of so
they tied him to a
so
chair
he bugged
and they
people.
shaved him?
He bugged people the wrong way. Yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah. So they woke him up in the middle of the night and they just held him down and they shaved his head.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, they took it very seriously. I mean, they were very afraid of a lawsuit.
This is like, so they were just like, this guy's kind of weird and autistic. Let's hold him down and assault him.
I mean, look, I liked him, but I could see why you think he was like a scumbag, or like maybe a know-it-all. I don't think he was autistic. I think he was just kind of like a prick. He came off like a prick sometimes, but he was good. He was talented. I don't mind people. The guy who sold me my car stereo years ago was a big dick. I bought speakers and I brought my car in, and he's like, "Well, you're just gonna get you hook this up to your car stereo, the stock stereo." I'm like, "Yeah, what? It's gonna sound like if you want it to sound like shit." And like and Eddie, I mean, what do you think I said to this guy?
What did you say?
I was just very nice. Like, oh, all right, because he recommended the right speaker, and so I don't mind people being pricks if they're good,
right?
Like Marcel, but these people did, and they held him down and they shaved him like it was.
I feel like this
didn't that happen to like when the Nazis were defeated? Didn't they shave the women's heads?
Yeah, they shaved the heads of French women who slept with Nazi officers.
Yeah, that's the treatment they gave to Marcel.
Yeah, right.
And his name's Marcel.
I feel like this is just the official story. I feel like they probably raped him too.
Maybe they had footage of the shaving, but not the rape. They didn't show the rape footage.
They won't release that.
Anyway,
I demand that be released.
We should start a hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag show the rape.
Show the rape.
So Marcel and Harold got together in this. It was just like a get together thing, and there was no competition. Was
Harold one of the ones that shaved his head?
No, Harold was the first season. He was a class act. I'm very happy he won.
Yeah. Okay.
And so him and Harold got together. Even though Marcel was the runner-up for his year, they got together, meeting in the mines, and they did this thing with a fish. I don't know what kind of fish. It was a big fish, and they just packed mounds of salt on it. I don't know if they packed it. Used it in. I don't know if it went in, but it was just crusted with salt. A big crust of salt, and everyone was like, "This is the most amazing thing ever." And then and then Marcel started crying during dinner, because the trauma.
Right, the trauma of the rape.
The PTSD came back. So I don't know. I can't relate to we're not doing a shrimp casserole.
Look, our night of the seven fishes would obviously be classier.
Yeah, I would hope so.
We'd turn a lot of people away.
You know what else? Would be classier? Us eating out of the toilet and then jumping off the roof. That would be classier.
I don't know. It was a nice casserole.
I'm sure. Look, all right. I'm not. It's not a class thing. Just don't call it the 97 fishes. I'm not trying to be classist. But yeah. So I'm very into fish now. I'm a disfigured man. We watched the Halloween movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but we watched the new Halloween film last night. We tried to go to the theater. We ended up as soon as the door closed behind me. I asked you if you had keys. You didn't have keys. We locked ourselves out of the apartment, so we didn't end up going because we had to call. You
immediately started offering to suck people's dicks for money, which I thought was extreme.
Well, I didn't offer per se. I just clicked up. I just had. I was saying, like, look, maybe if you know, if it was the land, because we didn't have a piece of mail. That's the problem. We're gonna call a locksmith. Don't you need a piece of like an ID? My ID doesn't show his address. So what if he calls me out on that?
Yeah, that's true.
And you go, oh, you want?
Yeah, what is it like? What kind of? I mean, if you don't need ID, then what kind of scumbags or locksmiths just letting everybody in anywhere?
The kind of scumbags who would do it if I sucked their dick. So I was preparing myself for that eventuality.
Yeah, no, sure.
Do you want me to offer you up to the locksmith? That's not.
Yeah, that is noble when you.
I was gonna have you hide around the corner so you didn't even get any idea. Like, it's my mouth or nothing, guy. But yeah, so we ended up watching it on Peacock. Peacock has it, streaming for if you have Peacock, which we have for some reason because The Office is on Peacock. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who would buy Peacock,
right?
The NBC app. But we lucked out. What did you think? The movie was bizarre. I don't know how much we can give it. It's probably all in the trailer. I didn't see the trailer. I don't want to spoil anything, but it involves hordes of people storming hospitals, which is like the opposite of. I guess it is what's happening now. Maybe it's a metaphor for this COVID thing.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe when they stormed the hospital and that guy was saying, "My daughter was murdered 40 years ago and desecrated." That was a metaphor.
He murdered my daughter 40 years ago. I desecrated her body.
Yeah, they add that in. Maybe that was a metaphor for the COVID. I like the movie. It's bonkers.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. There's an old Jamie Lee Curtis.
I mean, she's so old. I feel like she's the only person like over the age of 40 who wasn't de-aged in movies now. I mean, she was hot. You ever see True Lies?
Yeah.
That striptease she does. Oh boy.
She was hot in the early, horror film. She was in Prom Night.
Well, yeah, but she was in her 20s.
Halloween.
Yes, well, she was in her 20s and trading places. She chose her tits. I get it. But I'm talking about True Lies. She's in her 40s probably, and she's doing that striptease in that black underwear. Oh boy, and all Schwarzenegger's just beating off. Anyway, but she looks old as shit now, which is fine. She's an old woman.
Yeah, I mean, she should look old.
You think she has to be de-aged, though? Because women are vain, generally. Women are very vain people.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis seems like the kind of person who might not ask for it.
Because she's just, why?
I don't know.
What makes her different?
She doesn't seem like she was always sort of an unconventional beauty. She wasn't like...
Isn't her dad like Alfred Hitchcock or something?
Oh, no. But her mother is the woman who starred in Psycho.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So anyway, didn't she also get murdered, that woman?
She got murdered?
I don't know. Almost certainly not, actually, now that I think about it. Probably not.
Her character gets murdered in the shower.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
In Psycho.
Anyway, I don't know where I brought the movie. It's a good movie. Check it out. I mean, I don't want to do an endorsement for Halloween. There's a lot of stuff I would like to talk about, but I don't want to ruin it for people.
But you like it. You usually don't like watching horror movies.
I like these. They're David Gordon Green. This and you took me to it was one of the first dates we went on. You took me to not first dates, but early on in our relationship, we went to see the 2018 one, and I was like, this isn't bad. I usually hate horror films, but the guy who made Pineapple Express and some other stuff made this.
Yeah.
And then he made the new one. They're good.
Michael Myers is like a MMA master in it.
Yeah, I mean he's just an MMA magic man. It's like if Fedor was doing Santeria or something. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, look, everyone's fighting back. I don't think that spoils anything, which I kind of like. The first one they fought back against them, and Jamie Lee Curtis had an arsenal. I'm like, this is cool because they're actually, it's like the thing. They're fighting back against them. He's just, and they have like, because I'm sick. I would never sit there and be like, some guy in a mask. I'd be like, fuck you. And I would just, start fucking whipping shit at him or something, whipping my fucking fried rice at him.
Well, you made a good point, which is that a lot of like horror movies, it's like they're really just horror for women.
Yeah,
right?
it's just women. Women have a fantasy about being murdered. Can we just establish that women want to be murdered?
Well, I think the idea that a big man could murder you easily is maybe often in the back of your mind as a woman
when you're masturbating.
When you're fucking your boyfriend, thinking, why aren't you more violent?
Why aren't you cutting my face off?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's not made for men. But these people are relatively. I would like to see people like The Thing, the great John Carpenter film, The Thing. It was all a bunch of scientists, and they're all just very down. And look, it doesn't mean they overpower the monster,
right?
But it builds a little realism. They're not sitting there going, maybe we should throw water on it. No, they're doing blood tests and shit, and they're fucking. It's great.
It is a great movie. It's great when they just like the dog, the dog starts sprouting or whatever, and, they just immediately light it on fire.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it doesn't mean they win, but
right.
you sitting there going like, yeah, that's what I would do. Just kill it now. I mean, they love that dog, but they murdered it as soon as they could.
Yeah, no, just immediately hit it with a flamethrower.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Succession. We're recording this on Sunday, right before the Succession comes out. I know by the time this airs, it'll already have aired. But do you want to give your predictions?
I think that Shiv is going to have sex with Brian Cox.
Oh, my God. If you don't watch Succession, which you should, it's a great show. Shiv is the daughter of Brian Cox.
Yeah.
You think that...
She's going to do that to consolidate power...
I do feel like not enough times in shows set in the modern day do women consolidate power by having sex with their father. It doesn't happen enough.
It's really not realistic how little it happens.
It's sitting right there. We all know it's a problem in America, so why not use it for entertainment? I think it's a great idea. I think we should get you in front of HBO, make this pitch. Yeah. Jesse Armstrong, the guy who made Peep Show, is a creator of Succession. He might go for it. He's got a dark sense of humor.
That's true.
He would sit there and go, you know what, I thought of that too, but I didn't think anyone would like it. And the fact that that's good enough for me. And he would greenlight season 4. And season 4 begins with old Brian Cox just doggy styling his fucking daughter.
And if he doesn't like it, I'll say he sexually harassed me.
Ooh. Well, now it's on the podcast. I mean, it's going to be evidence.
I'll threaten him.
I mean, that would be great promotion. Honestly, your case will fail, but that's going to be great promotion for the podcast because it's going to be used in evidence in court, and then it's going to be the bombshell, the smoke, and they're going to be like,
articles are going to be written about it.
And they're going to be so smug, going, smoking gun, and like, hey, that was the point. That Kump podcast forever.
There's going to be a picture of me looking tired. My hair unwashed.
I guess we'll get to the Batman before we move on to the big topic. This is my latest impression Batman. You might think you saw him before. If you think that, it's because you saw the Arkham Asylum Batman, which is from the video game. This is the Arkham Knight Batman from a different video game. I didn't play the video game. He's posed like this because I have the Joker figure usually sitting next to him. I don't know. Not much to say. I didn't play the game. He's got a big chest though. You like that?
I do like that.
Do you start getting wet thinking about him murdering you? This batarang.
He does look angry.
He looks mad. He's a mad guy.
Does he throw this at people or does he just stab them with it? It'd be great if he was just stabbing people with it.
Would be. I mean, the classic move with the batarang is he throws it at the guy holding the gun. Like he throws it at his hand, and then yeah. And
wait, it's called a batarang? Like boomerang?
Yeah, batarang.
I just like to.
Well, yeah. I
just like to think of him coming up with that.
It's a batarang. I mean, like it's shaped like a bat.
That's true.
Now you're giving shit to Batman?
I don't know.
He's the only person giving street justice to pedophiles.
It seems like a weirdly cheeky thing for Batman to come up with when he's such a haunted individual.
So you want to just buy boomerangs at some Australian supply store? Is that what you want? It's supposed to strike menace. The fact that some guy, very well, in a very it's not jagged edges and made of wood. If you're a criminal and some guy throws a fucking perfectly sculpted bat-shaped boomerang at you, this guy's a fucking psychopath.
Sure.
That it's not as much that is he really a bat? No, it's not any of that shit. It's this motherfucker just sits around carving batarangs all day. Oh man, this guy's ready for it.
It would be kind of embarrassing though to get killed by something called a batarang.
That's part of the point too. Just sexual shame. I mean, typically you throw it at the hand of the guy holding the gun. But But yeah, maybe it will be fun if you just I mean, he doesn't typically kill people. It's kind of his thing.
Right.
But you would like Batman to just start stabbing people in the neck with a batarang. Good move.
I do like that he's in midair like this.
Yeah, well, I made it like that. The figure doesn't come like that. But like I took this from a different figure. This a figure that flies. We want to pose him like Superman or whatever. And I just took this and anyway.
Well, they should create something where it's sort of like it's two sides and then a little thing like this, and then he can slide across it. So it looks like he's sliding. He's flying through the sky.
You want that?
Yeah.
I'll fucking turn his whole apartment into a goddamn funhouse. I should be murdered for having all these figures, but he's cool. I got not much more to say about it. But yeah, I like your idea. We'll send that idea to the men who make Batman. Have them stab people with it.
And if they don't like it, I'll say they sexually harass me.
That's your new move. I like it. I don't sit around carving batarangs all day. I just accuse people of sexual assault. It's a monumental time in the United States for labor.
It is.
And I'm not talking about the kind of labor where you eat your mother's shit and then she blames it on you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
But much like that, these labor movements are, and they're going through their sort of birth pangs.
Yes.
So it is sort of like getting a load of your mother's shit in your mouth.
They should all
as you
get
come
ready,
out of the womb.
They should all get ready to eat shit, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Oh.
Very nice. Are you a union buster? Much. I like picture Lucie being like the fucking the manager of the company, PR person going, look, it's everyone's right to strike in America. I can't stop them, but much like a child sucking on the asshole of a mother as it's being given birth to, these strikers should be ready to eat shit. And then you smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
You big wig Lucie. And he goes, this union sexually harassed me, assaulted me.
So
if you were the manager of a company with a union, would you accuse the entire union of gang sexually assaulting you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm a team player. I work for the company.
Imagine if that dropped. It'd be the unions versus Me Too, right?
Well, I think there's been some stuff like that already. Like it's like there's some.
Oh yeah. Well, there was kind of was there?
Well, yeah.
No, there's been workers at like Tyson chicken plants who were sexually assaulted. I'm talking about you as the manager accusing the union who you're negotiating with of gang sexually assaulting you.
No, but I would say like there are stories where it's like, what we'll say. I guess nothing like that has happened.
I would hope not. Yeah. I mean, that's your specialty. That's going to be your in at Kellogg's. Kellogg's going to hire you as a consultant.
Yeah, I would be great.
If this was normal, you wouldn't have any leverage. But yeah, we have a lot of strikes going on. There's a Kellogg's plant in Battle Creek, Michigan, I think. They're the people who make Corn Flakes and Frosted Flakes, Raisin Brands, mini wheats, right? All sorts of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's a great resume.
I mean, look, it's a good. I like Kellogg cereal. I mean, what's the competition? General Mills.
Yeah.
You got the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you got the fucking. What else they got?
They got all the.
Who makes what's that? Golden Grams? Is that Post?
I don't know. I should have done more research.
I don't think it's Kellogg's.
They probably do it like General Mills. They probably do tricks. Tricks are for kids.
Yeah, that's a. Yeah.
They do all the fun ones.
Yeah, all the rape ones.
Kellogg's are all the Catholic ones.
Catholic? What's Catholic?
It's all very Catholic feeling cereal.
Is it Eucharist cereal? What are you talking about? What's Catholic about any of them?
It just feels like the kind of thing that
And God so loved his the world. Wait, God so loved his children that he took his only son and he fed him Fruit Loops. And then he bled him out what's going on here? Anyway,
it just feels like the kind of thing. What are they called? Kellogg's. What do they have again? What's their big thing?
Cornflakes?
Cornflakes. It just feels like a priest would be eating cornflakes.
That's a good point. They don't make Cheerios.
And it'd be like, this is cleansing my soul from having molested all those children.
So you think that, in your fantasy, or your whatever, you're I guess you're a cop investigating a priest, and his MO, the way you catch him is by the way he eats cornflakes after he rapes a child?
No, but like when the police came to his door, when they figured him out, and they bust down the door,
He's eating cornflakes.
He'd be there just sadly eating cornflakes.
And he looks up to finally goes, I'm paying for my crimes. Nom, nom, nom. I mean, cornflakes was invented by a guy, Mr. Kellogg, who, I saw that movie Road to Wellsville with Dana Carvey, right?
Yeah.
And he was like a maniac.
Yeah, all the workers are really striking because they don't want to be forced to masturbate for spiritual revelation anymore.
Did he tell people to masturbate?
I think wasn't masturbation a big part of it?
I know at one point, I think John Cusack's in the movie, and he's got someone has a masturbation belt, and it's just jerking them off, which I thought was a weird movie for a serial story. But yeah, I guess you're right. He was really into bowel movements.
Right.
So these workers, I mean, apparently they're working 8 days a week or 7 days a week or something, but you think it's more that they, the masturbation. They have to jerk off their managers.
Yeah, or no, they have to like jerk off. Their managers jerk them off. But and it's nice for like the first few days, but then it gets tiresome.
Sure, I mean, like you have to have some nice paid time off if you can be jerking off your shift supervisor.
Yeah. So I support Kellogg's.
You support the company.
No, I mean the people who work for Kellogg's.
Okay. You have solidarity with the corporation. Then we got John Deere. They're also striking.
Oh yeah, there was some video where like a person who wasn't like trained, the people who manage their tractors quit, so they had like an office worker. They were trying to get like an office worker to work.
I saw the fact that there was an ambulance coming to the strike site or whatever, or the factory. Yeah, they were making like accountants like fucking put wheels. I mean, this company seems out of control.
It's like that scene. Remember that scene in Mad Men where like the guy's riding a tractor around the office, and some guy's like leg gets cut off at the knee.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, that was crazy. This thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, it's kind of the worst move you could do because now no one is going to be on the side. I mean, I can't imagine being on the side of John Deere after they got some accountant killed.
Yeah.
Or whatever, maimed.
Whatever happened to regular scabs? Just people.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of specialized work, or maybe they don't want it. Like they were told it's gonna be bad PR if we bring scabs in. So let's get Gary from accounting in, and we'll get his leg cut in the fucking. And they thought it was gonna be like a sympathetic thing. Everyone's gonna feel bad for fat Gary. His shin gets removed by a lathe, and but it backfired because now we're all realizing the links still go. The John Deere company will go. Have you ridden a tractor before?
No.
Neither have I.
Fun.
I saw some people on Twitter going, supporting the strike, and they were. I mean, it's a little excessive. I feel like. I mean, someone was, like complaining, oh, great, now you can't get farm supplies and your crop's going to be fucked up. And then some kid who's like, I'm sure lives in a house, his apartment his parents pay for in Brooklyn somewhere. It's like, so some rich elite, weekend farmer can't get his, new tractor, which I think is excessive. I mean, it's hard to be on the side. I'm on the side of the worker, but I am against everyone on Twitter who supports the workers because they're all people who've never worked a day in their life. I guarantee it.
Yeah, every time like you hear someone on Twitter supporting the strike, it's awful, and every time you hear someone who's just like striking talk about it, it all sounds very reasonable.
They're always like referencing like Trotsky, and it's like none of these people are communists. I guarantee it. No, it doesn't help. No, it doesn't help unions in America. To link it with communism,
I mean, yeah, it's also like it sort of like misses the point. Like it's like no, it is important that they're not like getting their tractors or whatever. That's why the job is important. Like
Sure.
That's why it should be paid
Yeah,
correctly.
no, sure.
Like, it's like, it's like...
No, it's what I'm saying.
It's a weird way to try and support the union by arguing that their job doesn't matter. Like,
the farmer guy. Well, they're claiming this guy. This guy's it's probably Gary from accounting. he bought a tractor with an employee discount, and his axle went bad, and now he's got no dick.
Right.
Anyway, I hate everyone on Twitter.
Yeah.
Kaiser Permanente.
What's that?
Some kind of hospital /
okay.
insurance. Nurses, I think, are striking, medical workers, because they, I don't know, they're sick of being heroes.
They want us to start clapping for them at 7 o'clock again.
That's the only demand they have, is that we all start, banging pots together and telling them how great they are, and post, and liking their Facebook posts when they talk about, where they share those fucking pictures, and it's like, oh, I work for 12 hours, and I'm so sweaty, and I wore a mask, and I watch people die. You got this job to watch people die.
I don't know if they get the job to watch.
You knew it part of it. When I got a job at the morgue, I knew I was going to be handling dead people.
Well, that you might be able to argue the person got the job so they could look at dead people.
I mean, I didn't. I just wanted a good job. And I thought it was interesting. But I knew.
To look at dead people.
Well, yeah. But I knew that was part of the gig. I didn't start crying when a dead baby came in. We've discussed this before. I don't cry when I see dead babies anymore. Or ever. I didn't cry. I knew dead babies existed. I resolved myself to that before I took the job, and I'm a man of will. Okay, so these nurses, they should have known that thousands and thousands of people would come in and die every day.
Yeah, but when people
when
people come into the hospital, they're not just a mound of melting flesh that you need to deal with. They're a person, and you would maybe talk to them and form connections with them, and then they die. I would be
very disconnected. You be someone in my care.
Okay.
How you doing? How's your medication? You need more medication?
I'm very old, and I need more medication.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello.
Okay.
How are you? I'm.
Let's not get into that.
I turned 70 years old.
It's really none of my business.
I have 2 daughters.
Really, let's try to focus. All right, we're talking about your medical needs. I don't really care who you are. Look. You might be a Holocaust denier, ma'am, and I would still treat you because of the Hippocratic Oath. So don't come at me and tell me about your daughter. I don't care.
I don't deny it happened. I just deny that it was 6 million.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a crazy number.
I mean, it's not fine. It's not fine.
6 million. How is that even possible?
I mean, there's a lot of infrastructure, ma'am. And again, I don't care. I don't care that you think that it was a fake thing.
Cyclone B can't kill humans. It's for delousing.
Anyway, you want some Tylenol? You want some Advil? I don't know how doctors work. I'm trying to play a nurse, but I don't know anything about it. I just assume to give you Advil or Tylenol, and then they cut your leg off. But see that's what I would do.
Yeah.
And you want a deeper personal connection? Don't stop needing that. Stop encouraging people who go to hospitals to need that.
Yeah, but there's such a thing as bedside manner. Like you gotta.
Don't be a dick.
You gotta get them. You gotta care for them.
Don't be a prick. Is my bedside manner. Like, don't be like, why are you so fat? Okay. That's like, don't say stuff like that. But yeah, I don't care about how your son sent you a bouquet on your birthday, and he works at the Kellogg factory jerking off his manager, and he's very proud of him. I don't care about that. All right, this is my point. So I get the nurses might just want better pay or something, but I'm if I don't want enough with this complaining about dead people.
No, I don't think there are. I don't think they're striking because people continue to die.
I mean, they might. I feel like they're sitting there going like, you know what? You're not taking the vaccine. Blah 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 blah. Horse. They're just throwing horse paste. That's the negotiating. I picture the nurses just screaming, "You horse paste eating motherfucker."
Well, yeah, like, how do you fix that? They're striking because, like, patients aren't getting vaccinated. How do you fix that? But it's probably a pay thing. It's usually a pay thing.
I'm not conceding. I'm taking no stance on this whatsoever. You know why? Because I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm vaccinated, you're whatever. We're not making this these nurses will watch people die because they won't get vaccinated. Let's not get political. This country is fucked.
You're black pill right now.
I'm black pill. What's the indifferent pill?
Yeah, what is that one?
It's a popcorn flavored pill, like that popcorn jelly bean. So yeah, I don't know what these nurses want. Then we have the film workers, the IATCE, SE, whatever it is. It's like the technical people, the people who make what, like, you know, the cinematographer, not the cinematographers probably, right? They have their own guild.
The people who make anti-vax ads.
The people who fucking,
the real heroes.
People who make fucking, you know, softcore pornography. and those weird 3D animations of children that, like, aren't they always complaining that, like, that's like a loophole?
No, virtual child porn.
It's always every couple of years it comes up in the news. Are these people the people who are striking? Anyway, I don't know what's happening with that. Are we not going to get any more episodes of her? You whatever that show is you watched on Netflix about a stalker?
It's about a stalker. Women really do just want to. It's a show about a stalker. And you're not on his side. He's the protagonist and the person you root for, but you're not on his side.
Well, now he's going to be in the trap. So we were watching something else on Netflix, and it comes up, and you know how Netflix works. You don't against your will. And I'm watching this guy, and he's got a little baby in his hands. The first thing you see for season 3, right, or whatever it is. And I'm like, no one puts a little baby in the hands of a man if he's not supposed to be sympathetic.
Yeah, I mean,
you never saw. You know, Michael Myers with a little baby in his hands.
That's true.
You never saw Freddy Krueger cradle. I mean, he murders babies.
That's true, yeah.
So you're saying this man who's murdered people before, and he's a stalker, and he's married to a stalker. I mean, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, now his wife is a stalker too. So there are two stalkers. They get married to each other. These
are the people who in this operation is striking. Is my point.
The person filming the sociopathic stalker holding the baby.
I thought it was more like a set designer or the set people. Or like the is it everyone? Is Roger Deakins going to be on strike?
I don't know. Maybe that's a good question.
I don't know. I mean, there's already
maybe he's a scab.
Well, that'd be great. I'd love if he's like, I'm British. Go fuck yourself. And then he makes a new Bond movie. Anyway, so are you on the side of management in general?
No, I think people should strike.
Worker solidarity. I'm a union guy. I've been in different unions my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm a Union Jack or a Union Man. Is that what's Union Jack? Oh, Union Jack's a British thing. It's the flag.
Yeah.
That's not me. I don't like the British.
You're a union man.
I'm a union boy. But yeah.
Which side are you on?
I'm on... Well, I just said I'm a union boy.
No, that's a famous song.
What?
Or, you know, what's his name?
Peter
Seeger or Woody Guthrie or whatever?
That reminds me that there's that film, what's it called? Not Lansing, Michigan. Hartford? Not Hartford. What's that film I always tell you? Harlan County, yeah. USA. It's a great... Go find that somewhere. It's probably on YouTube or whatever. It's about the coal workers striking. And that was brutal. That's like, you know, they're getting shot at.
Yeah.
And that's what I want out of a strike. I want to see. I don't want to get shot, but I want there to be like a guy filming it, and then the fat company guy brandishes a revolver, and he's like, yeah, you know. Yeah. They at one point they go to New York City in that movie. This is like the 70s, and like it's talking to some cop, and he's like, oh, you guys should get paid more. That's you know, you guys don't get any like time off or a vacation. I mean, I get all that stuff. Oh, you guys work hard. Like, well, you work hard too. And the cop's like, nah, I mean, I'm just standing here talking to you. This is my job. It was great. They don't make movies like now. Documentaries are all, you know, the Kardashians and kids eating shit out of their mother's asses, and you know, and her or you or whatever that movie is. Whatever that, what was that thing? What's it called? What's the show called? You. That's the level of documentary we have now.
Yeah, well, it's not a documentary, but sure, yeah.
But these shows might as well be that. These documentaries are all bad. So anyway, we should make the documentary about Kellogg's, and we'll just have me. You should make it and have me walk around pretending to be the Kellogg's management guy and brandishing a gun. And like just shoot it on like 16mm film.
Yeah.
This could be great for us.
You're brandishing a gun with one hand and slugging down the Kellogg cereal on the other.
Yeah, showing. I'm trying to hide my burns.
Yeah.
My butter burns.
Pounding cornflakes with your butter burned hand.
And then you know, there's some scene where I'm just eating fish for some reason because that's my new identity. I'm a pescatarian now.
Or really, the butter burn hand should be the gun hand because that would be more intimidating.
I mean, can I just have a gun hand like we've talked about before? Can we just melt the gun into my hand? My hand's already burned. Can we just melt the gun into it? I'm
not trying to give any advice to management, but if all the upper management had gun hands, I think it would make negotiations, harder for the unions.
Here's the deal. Solidarity, we support unions, full stop. That being said, these companies are all stupid for not hiring us as consultants because we could break the backs of the unions. I believe that. The tactics I would use, the sexual assault allegations you would make.
Yeah. Oh, man. We'd be unstoppable.
Like on hand. But there's a lot of labor shortages, though. That's the problem with this whole fucking thing. I mean, we're sitting here. I mean, why is no one working?
Well, that's probably, in part that maybe that's connected to the strikes.
Well, they have leverage now.
Yeah, they have leverage.
Yeah. But why is it, how are these people living? I'm very confused. All these people are workers now are they don't feel, because they got unemployment for a long time, right? Yeah. But that's ended for the most part, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure in some ways that maybe some people, were smart about their unemployment money. Maybe they saved it. I know that in some cases, the government did do an extended unemployment thing.
Yeah.
So
a lot of cases, yeah.
Yeah. So it's
so they were working and collecting unemployment at the same time?
Well, no, I'm saying just because the COVID unemployment ended doesn't necessarily mean that people can't do unemployment anymore. It does. No, in some cases, you can extend it. There are ways to extend it.
How?
I mean, I never really looked into it, but I've. All
right. Well, anyway, people just seem to be able to get away with not working, and you got a bunch of people camping, and young people who are camping. They call them homeless, but a lot of people are just camping under the overpasses, and I don't know. It just seems like it's just no one's. It's a crazy thing out there. We have inflation all over the place. It's not typical inflation. It's not the kind of inflation where it comes from the monetary supply or something. But there's shortages. The Suez Canal was all jammed up for months. There's supply chain issues. It's a strange time for late. I mean, what do you think is gonna? Do you think we're gonna end up like Weimar Germany? The Weimar Republic. If you don't know, the Weimar Republic was at Weimar. I think it's Weimar, right? They had hyperinflation, all right? After World War I, they had the Treaty of Versailles, and you could argue about if that caused, the collapse of the Weimar Republic. But the point is, they had hyperinflation, and then that led to Hitler. It did. No, it's 100% because you had unemployment. Yeah, that's the whole thing. The whole thing with Mussolini was trains on time, right? But Hitler did similar things. He liked trains, all right? He was sitting there going yeah, the Jew thing, sure, but also we'll have trains.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't quote Hitler better.
He was sitting there with his model train set going, choo choo, all aboard.
Was he saying choo choo?
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Choo choo.
So yeah, I mean the inflation. I am paying more for my cod. I am paying more for my salmon. I'm not complaining, but when
I mean, is that because of the labor shortage?
You think Whole Foods is just fucking me?
I mean, Whole Foods might be fucking.
Well, no, it's all part of an economic network, right? The inflation and the labor shortages. I'm not an economist, all right? I'm a guy doing a podcast. If you want an economist, go find Gary. He's missing a leg at the John Deere factory.
I'm just saying, a nice slice of salmon, that'll cost you a pretty penny for in any situation,
Well, then it costs more now.
Is it wild? Are you a wild salmon boy?
I can't get that at Whole Foods. These Whole Foods fucking scumbags who claim that they're all about healthy food. They only give me the farm salmon. What's your point? That it costs more.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying look, salmon should be $2 and it's 11. I'm saying the prices have gone up. People at the grocery stores. I saw a thing on Twitter where some grocery store, because of all these shortages, had just 2 full aisles of Halloween candy. Just to hide the fact they were missing canned peas and canned apricots or whatever the fuck, diapers. I don't know. We're going into economic collapse, Lucie, is what I'm trying to tell you. How do you, I don't know. I mean, I saw an article about school lunch shortages.
Oh, yeah.
They can't even get the food. It was bizarre. They were talking about we can't get turkey for our tacos. Turkey for your taco? I've been to many taquerias all over Brooklyn and in the city. I've even been to Mexican places in California. I've never seen turkey on the menu. What are these fucking schools doing? Turkey tacos?
Now, did you get school lunches a lot as a kid?
I got a fair amount. My mom would pack me lunches sometime early on, especially. But then I went to a Catholic school early on, and our gym, we didn't have a cafeteria first. But then we started going. We had the same room was our gym, our cafeteria, and our auditorium.
Oh yeah, mine too.
Yeah, one of those schools. But yeah, they did set up a school lunch thing, and I remember in 2nd grade, I think it was, I got a hamburger or a cheeseburger, I guess, and I bit into it and I vomited all over the table because it was white. It was just white cheese. I didn't realize it was cheese, I guess. I thought it was spoiled. I thought it was some kind of, much like when my parents tried to force me to eat cream spinach against my will. Now, I love cream spinach now, but not thanks to this. They didn't, I didn't eat it for years after this. They forced me to eat cream spinach. I mean, it's not a child abuse thing. I'm just saying, look, if we were sitting at the table and my kid was sitting there going, I'm not going to eat cream spinach, I would grab his jaw and just shove it. So again, I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying they made me try it and I vomited all over the table. It just happens. I mean, I vomited at Pizza Hut, one time.
How aggressively did they get you to eat it?
I remember it being assertive.
Did they coax you into eating it?
I mean, my dad wasn't hitting me with a hammer, if that's what you're asking. He wasn't smacking me in the top of the head with a hammer going, brute force or spinach. You choose. All right? But I mean, point is, if I don't like something, I'm going to vomit. Not anymore. Have you ever seen me vomit?
No.
I mean, sometimes I'll vomit if I eat White Castle, but on purpose, because I can feel what it's doing to me. I'm not the healthiest guy. We all know that. But I don't want the knife pains in my gut. So I'll just fucking purge it out. I'm not planning to purge it, but if I remember doing this, I would come at 4 a.m. I just started vomiting. Let's just end it now. Let's end the pain now.
They should start putting that tip in White Castle commercials.
Yeah. It's good for business. Then you get hungry. Maybe you go to White Castle again.
Yeah.
Or
it's the White Castle taste without the White Castle consequences.
Yeah, and at the very least, you don't have a direct memory of having just someone stabbing you in the stomach. That's what it feels like. I got jalapeno sliders once years ago.
the intensity in your eyes,
so bad.
It's crazy.
I was in so much pain. I regretted not throwing up that time. Anyway, the point is, and then another time. So that was one incident with the food. And then I remember a few years later, maybe it was in 5th grade, someone had said they saw a rat in the kitchen. It was kind of set up. I mean, I guess it's similar to other ones, they kind of had this makeshift room with 2 doors, and you kind of go through. It wasn't a big lunch line, and so you go into this room and come out, and inside the women had it's a kitchen. And so someone
wait, inside the kitchen, the women had what?
Food.
And then, they had the area where they kept the women.
Anyway, so someone had said they saw a rat in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I decided I don't know. Look, I mean, part of it, I admire the assertiveness of me or whatever, but also it was probably douchey.
Right.
I went in as a journalist into the kitchen room. I had a pad, and I was asking them about. I think I started asking them oh, what do we have for lunch today? And I think I'm smart enough to lead with other questions. But then I said, And how do you make this food? Now, someone said they saw a rat in here today. Is that true? And what's weird about this story, besides the fact that I should have been stabbed as a child, I should have been stabbed in the hands and the mouth.
You were investigating the kitchen.
Yeah. And there was no school newspaper or anything. Like, it was a grade school.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, you getting douche
Just
chills?
a little douche.
Yeah. But so what happened? But that, look, I would have gone down as a douche. But then here's what happens. The principal, who was a nun, who was kind of heavy, came over to me. Can I talk to you for a second, Raymond? And she had in her hands. Now, I understand this very differently now than they did then. But at the time, what I saw was this fat nun holding like a paper cup of like chicken nuggets and some mashed potatoes also. And she's dipping the mashed potatoes in the chicken nuggets, eating them, going, now you were asking about the kitchen, huh? And I'm just and like well, yeah, I was just, someone said I saw a rat, and it's like, well, it's not, I don't remember exactly, but I took it at the time as, oh, she's being heavy, she's leaning in on me, like this is like Citizen Kane and like Hearst,
Just trying to censor you.
yeah. And I told everyone that, and
because if you start asking about the rats, next you might start asking about the women that keep back there.
Now, in hindsight, I realized years later, oh, she was just demonstrating that she was fine eating the food.
Oh, so she was doing like the kind of like the Obama and Flint, Michigan move.
Yes, she was doing like drinking lead poison water, going, it's fine.
It's great.
Which like but at the time I felt like she was gonna have me whacked.
Right. Yeah.
So those are my, and also other times.
Were you escorted out? Did you get to keep asking questions after that?
Well, I mean, I probably pussied out after the first question anyway.
Yeah.
I tucked tail after that. this is years before I learned to like starting to kill myself. But do you have any lunch experiences?
Yeah, I mean, I just remember it. Yeah, it was all bad. It was just like, I mean, honestly, like it was okay. Like the school that public school I went to was like okay. It was all like pizza and stuff.
Yeah, we got Elio's pizza. I remember before that we used to get like real pizza before we had a cafeteria. They would like once a week or something, or once a month. They would get pizza, and you could bring in $1 to get a slice of pizza, and they would have Burger King. Get a Burger King hamburger, and then we got a cafeteria. Like, oh, good news, we got a cafeteria. Here's your Elio's pizza. Dog shit. And
you didn't like Elio's as a kid?
Look, it's fine, but it's not. We used to get real pizza. I probably didn't complain. I like Elio. Elio's is fine. It's tasty.
Yeah.
It's not pizza. It's something else. What, you're a big Elio's fan?
I loved Elio's as a kid.
I mean, did you like it more than the actual pizza?
Not necessarily, but it was like, but it was still really good.
No, it's better than like, eating chicken. Sure. It's pizza still, sort of. Did you ever accuse a lunch lady of sexually harassing you?
No. I mean, she never gave me a reason to, but had she.
what would they have? Like, I'll be the lunch lady. Here's ask me for something that you want.
I don't know. They ran out of cookies.
I'll be the lunch lady.
They have a cookie?
Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have any cookies here. It's all gone.
I'll show you, bitch.
What are you going to show me?
I'll show you what it looks like when you get slapped with a sexual harassment accusation.
I might as well just do it then. I mean, that's the problem when you're a kid and you start threatening to, like, they'll just do it.
Yeah, I remember one time, like, the science teacher was, like, talking to us about something. Like, I don't know what got him on this, but he was like, we were talking, it was a forensics class, and we were talking about
what grade was it? Forensics? What are you talking about?
It was like an elective, like it was like sophomore.
Like criminal
year.
Forensics?
Like just general forensic, yeah, criminal forensics.
Like bodies and shit, how to solve crimes.
Yeah, like an intro to it.
Okay.
And like
in high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Okay.
And somehow we got on the topic of child abuse, and he went on this tangent with this anecdote about how, like, one time, like, there was this kid in my class, and he was really sad because somebody in his family had passed away. And so I was sitting with him there alone in class, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and another teacher walked by and saw the door was closed, and they pulled me aside afterwards and say, you can never do that with a kid when the door is closed. You got to have the door open, or you could be accused of something.
But you were took you aside or took the teacher aside?
No, this is a story he told about some kid.
Oh.
Who he was comforting in his class, supposedly. Okay. But it's like it's some other teacher. Honestly, I'm more suspicious.
Why
of
was he telling you this?
I don't know. He was telling the class.
This is like he raped that kid, and then now he's just his whole life now is just building and building and building more backstory from the time he almost got caught raping a kid.
Honestly, I'm more suspicious of the other teacher in the story who goes like, "Oh, you can't do that. You could be accused of anything nowadays." That person definitely raped a kid.
Oh yeah, trust me, you don't want to be seen doing that.
Hey, look.
Take him to your car.
We all know what teases these kids are, but
bring them home first.
Don't take the bait.
But that he means like in class because he's definitely fucking kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well, so to sum up the union labor issue, what is there like a semper fi for unions? I mean, besides screaming solidarity is the worst word. These fucking Twitter commies and leftists are the worst. Have a better thing than just screaming solidarity. It sucks. Find some Latin phrase like semper fi. The Marines say semper fi right before they gut some guy with a bayonet.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Or what about rape management?
That's what you express.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to get you much of the negotiating table, but fair enough. Do you have any? That's about it for today. Do you have anything the pitch to not the pitch the plug?
Okay, so it's about this little unicorn. And he prances around in the woods, and then he comes.
Sexually assaulted.
Yeah. What about you?
We got the Patreon. Here's the deal. We have this is coming out Monday. Monday is going to be the day the show comes out. We're going to be more consistent now. So Mondays you tune in for the podcast. And the Patreon will be coming out Saturdays. It's easy breezy. You're going to love it. So sign up for the Patreon. The link's in the fucking description. Every week. We're going to have a great solidarity.